Nope, lens cap got me dead. It's been a while, but we're back. It's probably been over a month since I've done a video. Obviously, Christmas is wild. We went away. Then I got sick for a month. I lost my voice. Hard to do this when you don't have a voice. But it's February now and we're back in action. First video of the year is going to be not an overly exciting one, but we're working on the Sub. This is my daily. It's an SH Forester 2010. It's an XT, so it's the turbo one. I love it personally. I think it's the best daily ever. Plenty of room and it's pretty good for what it is. Goes pretty well. We're gonna be doing a service on this car today. It's due. It's a little bit overdue now because I've been unwell, but let's get it done. So we have a couple of things to do. Obviously, number one is oil. We got some Castrol Edge 5W30, so we'll be throwing that in. We got an OEM filter from CMA. We also have some fuel additive. I just filled the tank up, so we'll chuck this in there. That will clean out the injectors, I believe, and keep the valves clean, apparently. So we're throwing that in. And we also have some upper engine cleaner. I'm not sure whether this has been done on this car, but we're gonna do it because it'll be interesting. So this will be the first step. You have to do this when the car is warm. I just went into town with this, so it is warm. So we're gonna run this. We have to spray this into the intake manifold. So obviously we're gonna have to pull that cover off. So let's do that. If you don't have one of these things, you should absolutely get one because, well, this is not a very fun job without it. To be honest, this is not a very fun job with only one hand. So I'll see you when this thing's... Alright, all those clips off with the help of a screwdriver and our little tool. So that means this thing can just get on out of here. What we need to do is locate a vacuum line, which I can't see straight away. I'm gonna have to probably double check one it is. Be one of the ones down in there maybe. So I think for me, obviously, to get in here, the brake booster line is the easiest vacuum line to get to. There's not really any smaller ones that I can easily get to. There's some in there, but they look like a pain to get to. So yeah, we're gonna run with that one. We wanna do this first before we do an oil change. They say do an oil change after in case any of this crap gets inside your oil, which I don't know whether it will or not. I don't really know. But it's due for an oil change anyway. So I'll do this first. Got to do this when the car's at operating temperature, which it is. So I've got to spray about a third of this can into that hose. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn the car on and pull that hose off first, make sure the car doesn't stall. Obviously it's going to run a bit. How you going? That's fine. Turn it off, spray a third of this in. Start it again, might be a bit hard to start, give it some revs, and then spray the rest of this in while it's on. And then lead the car, and hopefully we'll get a bit of a smoke show out the back, bit of white smoke, hopefully, that's the idea. See if the car runs any better. A lot of people say the car runs a lot better after doing this stuff, so I don't really know when this has been done. I know this has had fuel additive in it every service, but not sure if anyone's bothered with this, so we'll see how we go. Got him. All right, see if the car starts. So obviously, there's quite a large hissing noise. That's sucking air in, which is good. That's what we want. That means that'll suck up all our stuff into the engine and clean it all out. How good's that? Of course, after doing all this, there is a chance that the car will throw a check engine light. If it does, it should probably go away by itself. We could disconnect the battery, let the ECU reset and do it that way. But I do have a little scanner. I don't know, I feel like if you're gonna work on your car, kind of handy to have a little check engine light scanner. They're not overly expensive and I like having it around for this exact situation. Because paying someone to go get it cleared would just be silly, in my opinion. So as much as, oh my head. As much as I'd like to spray it straight into the intake manifold, all the damn vacuum lines are down and about, so this is gonna have to do. So we're gonna spray as much as we can get down in here, just in little bits. Alright, that'll probably do for now. So then it says, allow the engine to stand for 5 minutes, start the engine and run fast enough to prevent stalling while spraying the remainder of the can into the manifold. So let's let that sit for a couple minutes and then we'll start her up. That's been sitting for 5 minutes, so let's start it up and see what it's got to say for itself. Alright, let's keep spraying it in. Just doing little bits. A lot of people say that they have trouble with the engine stalling, but so far, so good for me. They say they have to get someone to come and hit the throttle. Well, that's about it. So stop spraying, stop the engine as the can empties and allow it to stand for 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, that's standing and doing its thing. Let's put the fuel additive in. So it says use 1 250ml bottle every 6,000 Ks. Obviously it's more 10,000 every service. For me anyway, that's what I'm doing. You just full fuel tank and stick it in. That's really all there is to it. My thing's broken, so I have to put this on the ground like I'm poor. Drink it. Done. Let's start this thing back up and see if it wants to blow any smoke or what we got to do. It does say, it says on the can there, you can even read that. It does say restart engine and rev engine to purge any remaining foam and then reinstall the vacuum hose. So let's turn it on and see what happens. Yeah, manual. That's what we're talking about. There's the idle. See how you're going. See if it's blowing any smoke. Not that I can see. Might start blowing once we get driving. Might blow for a little bit. Or it might just be clean and not blow any. Who knows? We'll see. Now let's bang this hose back on and then we should be good to go for that. Then we can drop the oil, which is going to be nice and hot now. Awesome. Yeah, the fuzz. You can see it's got an aluminium radiator too. One of the really common problems, whoa, I'm zoomed in. Whoa, that's the wrong way. One of the really common problems with these cars is the radiator leaks. Fortunately, the guy that I bought this off actually looked after this car quite well. Instead of just putting another stock one in it, he actually went for Mishimoto aluminium. So pretty pumped about that. Clutch was also done right before I got it. It's been a really good car, touch wood. That's the engine. Let's go for a quick spin and see how she goes. I don't know if it's just me or the idle is lower than what it was before. Could be. So it ran, well, it did want to stall a little bit like right as I pulled out of the driveway, but then it was all good. So that's a success. I'm gonna do like a bit of weeding, let this cool down just a little bit before I do the oil, since the filter and all that would be quite hot, obviously. So I'll see you back in like half an hour or something, mate. All right, so we're on the engine oil now. I weeded and then I vacuumed and cleaned inside of the car. So now that's done. I've been meaning to do that for a while, so that's done. There is a plastic cover underneath where the drain, where the sump plug is and the engine oil filter thing. It is just all that thing. So I'm going to take all these little plastic screws out, which is probably going to be thrilling. I'm really hoping I can do this without jacking the car up, because I don't really want to be perfectly honest with you. So there's that little cover with all the clips. The oil filter is up in there, and then the sump plug is actually back up in here. Isn't that just there? So that's 17mm. So let's bang that off. Get this fella. Y'all know how to do an oil change, hopefully. I forgot to turn the damn receiver on for the mic. So I think this thing is recording audio by the red light. So I should be able to get it from there. If not, that last part had no audio. Oops. Anyway, play on. Let's get that 17 cracked and get the oil draining. Can't get my hand in there overly well. I think I'm gonna take my watch off because I'm anticipating this to be a bit of a disaster, I'm not gonna lie. What was that? Oh no. I thought that was a new Amarok driving past. I was like, that's pretty cool. Oh, there we go. So I got it on my hands, but it didn't go everywhere, and I'm calling that a win. Well, that come out of there pretty damn quick. That looks like it's pretty due to me. I don't know if the drain pan will reach where the filter is. I don't know if it's big enough. Let me find my little tool for that. I ended up using that. I ended up just using my hand. It was pretty tight, but I got it on there. The oil filter is loose. Unfortunately, my oil pan is not big enough. So, oh man, that smells disgusting. It smells like diff oil, yuck. That's still catching a bit of drippage. So I'm gonna stick that fella under there, make sure that's getting caught. Not sure really how much you can see from that angle, to be honest. There it goes. Drizzle. See if I splash it and it goes everywhere like usual. Thrilling scenes underneath the Forester. That needs to go. I need some UEL headers on this thing for sure, but imagine if, oh man, Foresters with the Subi Rumble just, they just get me going, man, you know, like, they just really get me going. And I'm sure this will have, well, I mean, like, the plan is for this thing to kind of have the Subi Rumble one day. UEL headers, cat back, maybe we'll just do turbo back, full exhaust, fuck it, do a little tune on the fuzz. I don't know, this thing goes mad for a daily as it is already, so I don't know, I don't feel the need to mess around with this one too much. Oh, filter's done. Filter is off. Good to see it's a genuine filter on there, even though they all do the same shit really. That's some thin looking oil in my opinion. Alright, we got our filter. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil around the seal and then screw him in. I do have a new crush washer for that, so I'm gonna chuck that on and then screw that back in, and then we'll fill the whole girl up. And then the Subi will be back in action. We're done underneath, all filters on, some plugs back in, new crush washers on, plastic covers back on. All that's left to do is fill the whole girl up. I think it takes like, I don't know, 4.6 liters or 4.4. I think it's 4.4 quarts. I don't know what that means in a real measurement, but your dipstick's your friend, which is that fella right there. So that's what I'm going to be working to. Fortunately, ow, son of a bitch. Unfortunately, my funnel doesn't fit in here very well, so I'm going to have to hold it. But look, it's not the end of the world, is it? Can make do. I have another one, but it's very dirty, so I don't really want to use that for the engine oil. You know what I'm saying? Picking up what I'm putting down. I believe the two holes, this hole is obviously full, that hole is obviously low. There's a little F and an L on it, pretty helpful. So let's fill it to the top hole. I haven't used Castrol Edge before, personally, although I know that's what's already in here. I don't know, I really think all oils are essentially the same. It might be blasphemous to professionals, but I don't know, I feel like 5W30 is 5W30, you know what I'm saying? Just depends on what color bottle you like, I reckon. Kind of like buying tools, you know? I mean, Milwaukee and Ryobi not exactly the same, but I have Ryobi and I think it's pretty good. Does the job that I need it for. Just really, what color do you like? Well, that's only halfway there. It's only 2.5 liters. It's obviously a lot easier to put more in than to take out, so I'm usually pretty relaxed at the start. Of course, run the car too, and the oil filter will suck up a bit, so you know, get it right, turn the car on, it'll drop a bit, top it off. I don't even see it so damn clear. It's a bit under half mark. Drink it. You know, servicing a car like used to be such like a foreign concept to me. It was like, man, how the hell do you do that? I don't know how to do that. I mean, like, obviously I still gotta like rotate the tires and check the brakes and stuff, but it's pretty easy. I had a bit of a look at the suspension bushings underneath. That's pretty much on the full line. Sick. Yeah, I had a look at the suspension bushings, like from what I could see under the car, they look pretty good. I mean, I did get this serviced by like an actual workshop last when I first got the car, and they said it's all looking good, so I'm not really worried about too much else in terms of like bushings. They did say my brake pads are getting a little low on the front, but they're not squeaky, so they're not a problem as far as I'm concerned anyway. Alright, let's turn this old girl. Listen to that AJ goodness. If you don't know about SH Foresters, this is the last generation to have the WRX motor in it. After this, they went to a different motor. And there's something just super appealing about that, you know, having an EJ motor. But this is the XD, which I think is like 160-ish kilowatts. But there's an S edition version of this car. It's like freaking 200 kilowatts. It's probably faster than my Evo. And I think that's pretty cool, you know. I feel like more cars should have that. Forester's like a family wagon, essentially. There's a friggin' race car one. It's got blue seats. It's sick. I wanted one, but they were too expensive. I didn't want to spend that much money. Alright, that's the oil topped off. She's all done. She's at the top mark. I'll put a little bit of water in this fella while I'm here. Can't get the detergent, but I think it's still kind of half full, so a bit of water won't hurt the situation. That'll do. That's the job done. Foz is good. Hell yeah, brother. Alright, champions. That's the Forester serviced. We'll see how it runs. I'm curious about the whole up engine cleaner thing. I haven't done that before, like I said, so should be an experience. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I got something else for this car coming up next week. It's right there. Bang. See if you saw it. Maybe you didn't. It's not that exciting, but I'm excited. Bye.